How are you doing? How you doing? So the title of this message, you read it, okay? The description is you read it. Hopefully you did. Now, let's go. So we in 2025 and we are moving forward as breathing organisms. That's what I'm finna. That's what I'm going to say. Breathing organisms. All these organisms have different bio makeups. And the thing about it is breathing organisms that receive oxygen as breath, whether it be through aqua with fish or mammals with regular air. Okay, H2O, aqua, um, air. My nose is a little running. My apologies. Excuse me. And I want to hit my beer, by the way. So, 2025, moving forward, which is 25, about over with. We're gonna speak about breathing organisms and etc. Okay, so let's define what is a breathing organism. Let's define. I'm gonna go. I don't know if Google gonna let me. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Can y'all see me? Okay. Um. Well, I tell you what. I'm about to. I'm gonna do it myself. We're gonna use our own mental dictionary to do things ourselves. Take my hair down. Hurry me down. Need to be down. Okay, organisms. Okay, let's start it off from first time. Breathing organisms. Before we start getting to biochemical anything, let's just talk about breathing organisms because why speak if you're going why speak about anything else? Let's speak about breathing organisms. If you're talking about the sun, the moon, stars, them are not organisms. Organism, okay? Them are different types of categories in their own perspective because they emit their own frequencies, different type of frequencies at that. Okay, so we're not gonna go there. So we're talking about breathing organisms. Okay, a breathing organism, as we're gonna do the term or in our mind together. Let's define breathing. Okay, breathing would be defined um, as a human, mankind, a being uh, with cellular structure, with lungs that have the ability to and you need muscles. Some organisms have different type of muscles. They don't even call them muscles and stuff. They breathe different mechanical with different bio ways. Okay, for their own category. But no buts. The the basic makeup of a breath would means breathing would be breathing in. Breath would be basically air breath. You know, I would say the definition of breath would be different than a definition of breathing. That's breath. Okay, you got breath. Breathing would be inhale, exhale. Breath would be the exhale. Okay, that's what we would call breath. The exhale. They don't call breath the inhale. That's why I call it breath. I smell your breath. Breath. All right. So breathing would be enter. Enter would be through certain different organisms, like we're talking about breathing organisms. So breathing with different organisms are different, right? So we're speaking about the land creatures, and I think a few land creatures. You see, what land creatures breathe in a whole different manner. There's a few of them. There's a lot of them. We're not getting to all of them. Okay, we're just speaking about the upright organisms. Okay, butterflies breathe too. All right, frogs most definitely breathe. You can see them breathe. Snakes do too. Dogs, cats. So you get the perspective. All right, so we got the categorization of what breathing, what breathes slash breathing, far as land creatures. Okay, we rewind and go right back to the definition or the meaning of breathing. What are you breathing in? Now breathing doesn't consist of what you're breathing in. You can breathe in chemicals, uh, natural air, nitrogen, hydrogen, um, breathing. Okay, breathing is the meaning of breathing is to inhale and exhale. That's breathing. Breath is the point of what escapes the body. It's not the process of escaping the body of what you breathe in. You breathe in, and what comes out is your breath. So breathing is the whole process. So breathing organisms is what we're talking about. So now, as far as the organism that's under the water, I got relatives that don't. They'll eat a human before they eat a fish. So we need to keep some fishes around. No more. We all need to keep fishes around, all right? Because we ain't letting nobody eating humans in my family. Okay, we're gonna throw that one up there. All right. Mm. Hell yeah. I'm gonna drink me a milk. So going further, the organisms that's then you have microorganisms that's under the water, that's in the water and above the water, especially them they're like they will be the flowers under for the ocean. They do a lot of breathing. They do a lot of heat expulsion, heat release. I didn't forget the names, not putting the name for them organisms. Okay, so they do breathing in a different process. And the fish have gills instead of lungs, as I mentioned earlier about the land creatures, well, not creatures, but land organisms. Because instead of saying creature or species, you define organism from 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 from, from micro to macro, different types of organisms. Then when you go higher than the organism, then you start getting into that's a whole different space that we're not going right now. Okay, but no buts. Second time I said it, I don't like saying the word that word, by the way. Um, so the organisms that's in the water, they have gills, and that where they breathe, they have breath too. You ever seen one of them big fishes that with the big mouth and and trying to breathe in and bro breathing out like it look like it's talking, but the fish is trying to breathe, and whatever come out is a little breath because they're up over the water. Like I said, when you see them big fishes, smaller ones do it too, but it's easy to see with the big ones. You bring them out the water, and they be looking like someone that's above the water, different organism, right? Well, look at the fish or a different type of organism fish it is, which different organism, right? We ain't gonna say defines that like that. So the breathing, the fishes gets breath from breathing water because the water carry oxygen in it. Okay, H2O, and when the H2O didn't don't quote me on the actual element structure. Okay, just know that the air is 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 a air form is a gas form of water. Water has four stages. If I'm mistaken, you got the liquid, solid, gas, and maybe it's just three forms. Is another form? Liquid, solid, gas. Mm, I think water is just three forms, if I'm not mistaken. So the the organisms that's under the water, they breathe air. They breathe air in the uh, water form of gas. It's water above. This air we breathe in here on top of the land. This is H2O. Okay, this is still water. It's the okay. They breathe in the liquid form. I'm sorry, my apologies. The organisms under the water breathe the liquid form. The organisms above the water breathe the gas form. And the solid form would be ice. Will be ice. I hate that. Well, I just want to get on here now. I want to be before I get off of here. I want to speak about real quickly. Um, the um, the the breathing organisms and the different types of breathing organ. Well, here we go. Taking that sip. Hey, okay. Now breathing organisms. Yeah, we're gonna leave this one at breathing organisms, and later, probably another subject we're gonna go on. Um, the way organisms feed and eat, different types of organisms, the way they feed and eat. Now, I know my title did not go coincide with what I was talking about. That's probably how that's going to go. you know, uh, make my title how I'm feeling, and then get to talking, speaking, and that's what happens. You know. So yes, I do want to speak about. I might do it now. Or it's different type of organisms that different ways that they can eat, and how I want to do a correlation with technology. In a way, I can do one of them as far as my perspective of knowing, because not I believe perspective of knowing is my thought of knowing, my perspective of knowing, and because knowing you, it's not you. I know you can correct me with your knowing. Your knowing has to be absolute, and it has to coincide or not. I ain't say coincide to. It's gonna be hard. You know what you know, and I know what I know. So I don't. We all learn it. So, but yes, different organisms breathe differently. You got breath, breathing, and it's actually three, by the way. Get the breath, you breathe. Breath is what comes out. Breathe, because I don't confuse myself almost. Just think. I don't sit there and just breathing is the whole process. Breath is the breathe, breathe, breathe is to get in. So breathe. When someone say breathe, they saying pull air in, pull it in. They ain't saying let me hear your breath. Smell your breath. They saying let me smell your breath. Breathe. Breathe the air. Get it in there. Get it in there. Get it in there. Get in there. Once they see you breathing, the whole process of enter and out, whether you go or just it goes through the lungs. It's still a circular process. No matter how, whether it could be the nose or the mouth, it's still a circular process of breathing, really. And then the result process is breath. Now, what you breathe in affects the body. That's another thing to talk about. What you breathe in, and it doesn't matter if you're under the water or above the water. Like I said, water has a solid, liquid, and gas form. Okay, not a lot of elements has that many properties. And I think something telling me that water has one more. Water has one more property. Now, water is a gateway. We're not talking about gateways though. Water has one more property though. I just, I just, I figure it out. Maybe it's it. But I just want to get on here and speak and say a few things. I'm finna get out of here and thank you for watching my video. Have a good night.